Being posted can be a good or bad news for you, but one thing remains, it is stressful. You have to unroot your whole life over a few months to move to a place you know nothing about. Well, this week I want to shed some light on the whole process so your next posting can be as easy as possible for you and your family. Also, I want you to get every dollar you're entitled to. Let's do this. So I've been in the military for almost 7 years as a weapon tech, and I had my fair share of moving around during that time. Luckily for me, I never had to move across Canada, but the short amount of time I spent in the process left me frustrated. The whole thing is overly complicated. There's so many rules and programs that it's easy to get overwhelmed. So let's break down this whole thing. Okay, you've been posted, so now what? Well, your first step is to register with BGRS and read through the relocation directives. BGRS is there to assist you, but ultimately it's the member's responsibility to understand them. There's a lot in the directive, so use the table of content to find the sections that are applicable to your personal situation. Now, sell or not to sell. Now that you have a good grasp of the directives, here comes your first big decision. What are you doing with your current residence? Obviously, if you're a renter, you would need to let your landlord know that you intend on leaving. If you incur lease breaking fees, you should be reimbursed for those. If you own a home, you can either sell it or keep it. And while most members choose to sell, those who don't might be eligible to the real estate incentive. Simply put, you save the government commission money, so they could pay you up to 12 grand if you choose not to sell. If you do decide to sell, there's benefits in the relocation directive that you may be entitled to claim. Most people are aware of the appraisal, legal fees, realtor fees, and home staging being covered, but there's also measures in place to help you if you're struggling to sell your house, like the market incentive and capital improvement incentive. Both aim at helping you sell your home if you don't get a reasonable offer after some time on the market. In some difficult markets or with a quick posting, you might have to sell to a loss. In this case, you might be able to recover a part or the entirety of this loss via the home equity assistance entitlement. And if you're unable to sell completely, there's a temporary dual residence assistance, which covers some costs if you end up having to pay for two places at once. Okay, step 2 is to get an appraisal, as it is required for most of the benefit you're entitled to. Although there's a list of approved appraisers on the BGRS resource portal, you can use whoever you want except family members. Keep in mind that you will only be reimbursed the capped rate set by BGRS. The advantage of using suppliers from the list is that they already agreed not to charge more than the capped rate. And they submit their bill directly to BGRS, so no money out of pocket for you and having to deal with receipts. The appraisal is also crucial because the number of entitlements are only available to you if your house is actively marketed. By their definition, it means listing price does not exceed the appraised value established. Concretely, if your house is appraised for $400,000 and you list at a 401, it won't be considered actively marketed, and therefore you won't be able to claim many home sales benefits. There's a few more benefits you can claim in regard to purchase your new properties. For example, you have the legal fee and disbursement, the building and structural inspection, you have the mortgage default insurance, mortgage interest differential. That's if your new interest rate is higher than your current one, you might be eligible to claim the difference, which can be a hefty sum. And finally, the bridge financing. That allows you to claim interest incurred on a bridge loan you might have to take on if you buy while waiting for the proceeds from the sale of your current home. This is not really a problem if you're selling in a good seller's market, as you will likely sell quick, over ask, and won't need any of those benefits anyway. Don't worry, your realtor will help you find the best listing price for your house. At this point, the next step is to prepare for your house hunting trip, or HHT, which we're going to cover next week. Now, for all my military members out there, if you like this, please drop a quick like and let me know in the comment if there's any other subject you'd like me to talk about. Let's move on. Okay, so now get ready to move. Let's pretend that you have sold your house and bought a new one in your very successful hunting trip. The next stage is to call base traffic to organize the packing and shipping of your household and goods, household good and effects, to your new place. Here's a breakdown of what the Army covers in regard to your move. So day 1, packing. Day 2, loading. Day 3, cleaning. Day 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, travel to new location. More days are added if you travel more than 599 kilometers to your new place. Day 5, unloading. Day 6, unpacking. The point here is we try to make this fall in line perfectly, but we know that with so many moving parts, it can be very difficult to achieve. That's why the military provides up to 10 more extra days to help you achieve that. Your packing, loading, cleaning, unloading, and unpacking days are also included in this, so you can claim them as well. Just make sure it respects the city rate allows for a hotel so you don't have to pay the difference yourself. If you have dependents that need to be taken care of during those days, you can claim the cost associated with this as well. For the move itself, you're allowed to travel 500 kilometers a day, except on your last day where you can travel up to 599 kilometers. For each block of 500 kilometers, a day will be added to your travel to new location. You will be able to claim mileage if you drive your own personal vehicle to your destination. The hard part is really to ensure that your stuff arrives roughly at the same time as you do. You need to factor in your travel days when choosing your possession days, because ultimately your goal is to make a door-to-door move. In the event of your belongings arriving before you, they can remain in storage for up to 10 days. If for some unfortunate circumstances you can't take possession on due date and it extends beyond 10 days, you need to provide proof that it was caused by a situation beyond your control to your base commander or base admin officer. Keep in mind that misaligning your closing date, or if your new bid is behind schedule, is not considered beyond your control. Okay, we're almost done. Now that you're settled in your new home, now it's time to face the best part, the paperwork. Claim submission BGRS is, let's use the word inconvenient to stay polite. You'll have to upload your receipts by taking a picture of them or using a scanner. Then you'll have to create an expense line to go with the receipt and then attach the receipt to a claim. It's unnecessarily complicated, but you'll need to figure it out on the platform. But don't worry, you can find all the help you need in the Knowledge Center under Finances Guide. Don't forget to keep an eye on your claims regularly. If something is declined, BGRS will leave a note in the claim itself. Most likely an easy fix, but be on the lookout so it can be processed as soon as possible. Keep in mind that if you ask for an advance of funds, the claim amount will be applied first to reimburse the advance, and what's left will be deposited in your bank account. Be careful not to spend every dollar before finalizing your claim. You don't want to be in a position where you owe them money you already used. All along this process, you can book a 30-minute planning session with BGRS, which you should. You're also entitled to as many sessions as you want, and you can pick the time and date that is more convenient for you. So I know it's a little bit dry this week, guys, but this is serious information, and I don't want any of you to pay out of pocket for stuff that is covered. Next week, we'll go over the HHT and the envelope, so I suggest you tune in for that. By the way, I work in Ottawa, so if you ever need an agent in and around the city, or if you're posted elsewhere, still give me a call and I'll hook you up with a professional in the city you're moving to. In the meantime, if you need any information with all of this, you can reach out to me. My contact information is in the description below. Don't forget to subscribe right there and hit the bell. Thank you for watching, guys. On se voit jeudi prochain.